And these, as I said, these heavy weights in the ring, they're heavy weights, you know. This is like years and years and then thousands of years of human evolution and survival. And so they've been strengthened. It's not just your thing. They actually have very little to do with you. When they decide, you're not making a decision. You're direct along with the decision that has been done for thousands of years. And then you say like, yeah, it's what I want. It's what I decided right now. So you have the courage to look that into the face and say like, I don't actually know. What do I want? So the search for the authentic impulse often starts with, I don't know. And this is, I think, the most important element in that is to allow that moment of, I don't know, the scary perception of like, I don't have an impulse, but I should be having one. So back you are with those kind of mind games. And to tolerate the discomfort of not knowing. That's why every meditation practice is challenging often, or again and again, because it brings us to a place of like, you're not in control, you don't know, and you don't know how to, or like you're forced to see where your control try to grasp empty air, and is not relating to reality, but to projected images again and again. And like, there's a lot we can do with ourselves. And as you said, it's practically impossible to get really clear on these things just by myself, because I will not see the majority of things that I'm doing. I only get to see them in relation with other people, and especially with people that can give me more clear feedback. But that also means that people have done their work themselves, or at least are attempting to do that work themselves. Otherwise, we just reinforce our own patterns and telling us that's very great and the right choices we're making together. So there's this kind of like fake solidarity that is can be very dangerous, because it creates the kind of feeling of like, yeah, we're all on the same boat, but we're just moved by the same survival mechanisms in the moment. And if it's powerful, because when we feel threatened, we need to find something that makes us feel more powerful. So in a nutshell, inner work is the contribution to peace in the world, or to the possibility of creating more peace, because we are less reactive and more responsive to situations. And there was often an argument of like, yeah, doing inner work, but not doing real activism in the world outside. Like, that's just narcissism, and it's just looking at yourself and trying to make yourself more comfortable. And that can be, if it's not done with the umbrella of understanding that I'm part of a network, if I just want to make myself more comfortable. But if I understand that my contribution to the network that I'm in and the world that I'm in is to become clearer as myself, so I'm not just moved by survival mechanisms and by my trauma and my wounds, but more and more become a node in a network that has more pulsation of freedom, or like informed choice. This is a very strong contribution. And again, it might not look like a linear contribution that I see the effects of it immediately, but like in a network, the node's not so occupied with, I hope everybody sees that I'm doing something great. Satisfaction comes from being the best possibility, the highest possibility in that network. Like, life is flowing through me more fluidly, and not I'm just signals coming in, I'm distorting them and sending them in a distorted way further on, but become a fluid informing station in a wider network of of living, of all living things. And that's, again, that's challenging to our sense of our individuality, because I have to surrender to a flow that flows through me, and not I'm creating the flow around me. But it's also way more liberating, and yeah, feeling grace in the world, even though there's a lot of tragedy and pain and all of this. But that's how the world is.